day, good people, they're fine day in the year of the Paradigm, Tooling Day, Bravo Day of Anomaly, the Anomacar's Funum is the man who is wearing a referee shirt. It's just I was playing, I guess I was in the backyard of my brother, with him, my other brother, and my nephew, and my niece. They were on their basketball court. I wore a referee shirt. We had a good time. That's the whole explanation. There's no bit behind this. I just forgot to change shirts, and I don't feel like redoing the intro, so we're rocking with this. Today, we are looking at all of the heartfelt letters from Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. We selected, what, Linhardt, we selected Ignatz for the other half of the Golden Deer. We selected Edelgard for the other half of the thing with the thing and the people in the thing. And then recently we just saw that we picked Felix. And we didn't do the other half for Azure because it was pretty much the same. So that's where we are. At this point, and Manuela, I forgot to mention Manuela. We love our MILFs. She's a MILF. So we're gonna go through the rest of them today, see the ones that we missed out on. And I'm just gonna, I'm gonna say which ones are my favorites. I think the ones we actually picked, I do think the last one we got, Felix, was the sweetest. I like that one a lot. Manuela was also pretty sweet. I think these are my top two. But we're about to watch all of them again, so let's see how they compare. I didn't even know Chez had ones. I guess if you don't give your Merc Whistle to anybody, you just get Chez, so let's see how that plays out.
What an adventure we've had. Hard to believe it all started with one little dust-up in the woods. We've seen each other through so many battles, and yet I know we've got a lot more to go. Chances are I'll stay and fight for this place, but don't hold it against me if I slip away from time to time for an adventure of my own. And while my future isn't set in stone, I know one thing for certain. Right here, right now. This is where I live and breathe.
What an
Okay, I assume that's gonna be the exact same, so we'll skip over this one. I like that, actually. That's kind of just, I finally found a place I call home, for someone who's been focused on vengeance for so long, or somebody who's been jumping from mercenary band to mercenary band. I think that's a good ending for
adventure we've had.
Our Chezes.
Hard to believe it all started with one little dust-up in the woods. We've seen each other through so many battles, and yet I know we've got a lot more to go. Chances are I'll stay and fight for the future of my own.
Yeah.
Right here.
This is where I belong.
Here we stand at long last.
We did hear this one.
And with your help, we have secured a historic victory.
Yes.
But while the war must go on, I must tell you something from the very depths of my heart. Thank you for being a pillar of strength to us all. Thank you for carrying us this far. I know I will look to you again in the days to come, for I can no longer imagine an empire without you.
Yeah, I think hers was actually pretty sweet too. I'm excited for this one. But hers was sweet, and I don't know if it's going to be the sweetest of the three, but I feel like it has potential to be. The lasting line of, I can't imagine an empire without you, I will say, it felt like, I guess, in like Three Houses, Edelgard kind of felt down bad for the violence. Not for nothing, I don't know if it was just me, but it felt like Edelgard was down bad for the violence. And that may be a lot of it because of Edelgard's past and what she wanted to do with her future, and Violet's overpowered. But I digress. Dimitri, what you got?
Ours was a long and grueling battle.
Yes, it was.
And I doubt I'd have seen it through to the end alone. Mere words fail to express just how reassuring it feels to have you by my side. But perhaps it's best for me to postpone such sentiments,
We still got a war to fight.
seeing as the rest of the war still remains to be fought. For now, let me simply say that I am thankful to have you, and hope with all my heart that you choose to stay in the kingdom.
Our task...
Okay. Dimitri's is... So I feel like the whole, like, Azure Gleam is kind of weird in itself. Simply because I feel like when they win, it really should be pretty much war over. Like, we defeated the big bad. The other two routes I understand because we defeated, like, Rhea, and then we defeated Rhea and the other one. But, like, in this one, it really does feel like it should be kind of over. You know what I mean? Like, we defeated the Twisted. We defeated, I guess pretty much the entirety of the Empire, and those of us are working together. Unless it is like Claude turns on us, but they didn't say that in the little post-thing epilogue, so it feels like it shouldn't be like a trio war anymore. It should be 2 against 1 in that sort of united front. Later down the road, of course, but I feel like this war should be over in Azure Gleam. It felt the most final in Azure Gleam, it feels like. I digress. We'll keep
It may
keep
be
going.
unfinished, but we've made quite the dent, and that's something to celebrate. I can't count the number of times you pulled me out of the fire, or just listened patiently as I complained about one annoying thing or the other. So if I haven't properly said it before, I want to say it now. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Oh, man.
The future is always a blank page, but I hope you'll stick around to help me write it. What do you say?
Of course. So, that didn't feel like romantic, but that felt like, I feel like of the 3 of them, that one felt like it meant the most. I don't know, this is a sincere thank you for everything from Claude. It kind of hit me a little bit. I was like, oh man, you're welcome, Claude. Of course, maybe it's another one of the syndromes of you never forget your first 3 house. And my first one was the Golden Deer. We went down in the Golden Deer. Hubert, go ahead. I stand defeated as a great start.
I stand defeated. There. You have finally wrested the truth from my cold, pale hands. Against all odds and reasons, your skill and spirit proved enough to win my trust in
Not
the end.
cold, pale hands.
And while it goes without saying that the Imperial Army needs you, did you know I need you as well?
Hold on. This one feels like the most romantic one so far. Did you know that I need you as well? That's okay. This is the smoothest one so far.
So, please accept all of my gratitude and admiration
And admiration.
for never betraying our faith, even though I oft betrayed yours.
In fact, it didn't. Oh, rest in peace. Oh man, this one actually might kind of hurt because it's like they're all farewell letters, but like, old Billy's gone. Hubert's felt like a sincere apology, low-key.
Faith, even though I oft betrayed yours.
I liked this one a lot. I think currently, if we were ranking these, I think in order from what we've seen, that's my number 1. But keep going.
I can only imagine how shocked and honored you are to receive a letter from Ferdinand von Eyre himself. Well, unslack your jaw for a moment because I have an even grander surprise for you. A confession.
Oh.
You have won my adoration,
Okay, well, he's confessing his love. This one, this one does feel a
and
little.
I now stand wrapped before the power of your strength and character. May our partnership last now and forever. For if it does, the Empire's strength and prosperity will be assured for all time.
So
He really said our partnership. Okay, that one, I think this is. Yeah, rest in peace for real. I did love Ferdy. Ferdy is. I feel like he's the most complex noble. For lack of better terms. Because we've got a handful of, like, nobles, but I feel like he's the one who is the most complex of, like, oh, yep, we think of nobles, we think of XYZ. He's the most complex of them, and he's the one I feel like I appreciate the most, low-key. Not even low-key, high-key.
Empire's strength and prosperity will be assured for all time.
So
Alright.
much has happened.
We did hear
I
this
can
one
hardly
before.
remember how we got here.
Our
Honestly,
smooth operator.
the first time I saw you, I thought you'd be just another.
He still has one of my favorite ace scenes in this whole thing, man. He's still got one of my favorite ace scenes in this whole game, where he was talking like X, Y, and Z, and it sounded like, a romantic confession, and Ayla was like, you can't do that to a girl, come on, what you doing? And he was like, who said I wasn't being serious, and then just basically walks away, and I was like, and then we had to give him our mark whistle.
Passing stranger.
We whistle boy
But
down.
the fact that we've made it this far gives
No
me
regrets.
hope our relationship will carry on through the years.
And he does say relationship.
And one day, I'll get around to unraveling the mystery behind you. That's a promise.
Alright, well, I mean, look, this is unfair. Linhardt is just the smoothest operator. I think if we're talking about the smoothest operator in terms of, like, who are the best flirts in Three Houses, it's Linhardt. And it's, if you play, like, the first half of any of these games, it's surprisingly Linhardt. But in the second half, you're like, oh. Alright, Lynn, just making me feel real special, my dude.
Hey, how are you? Me? I'm great.
This feels like a real regular generic letter. Hey, how are you? Me? I'm great. Maybe even amazing.
Maybe even amazing? You want to know why? It's because I've realized we're unstoppable. All those times we pushed and sweat and bled to be the very best are about to pay off. There's no way we won't win. And if that's not a reason to be happy, I don't know what is. The only question is which of us is going to perform the next great deed. Our epic rivalry continues.
Oh my gosh, Caspar.
So
I love him to bits. But, you know, maybe not the best of the farewell letters. Is he at the bottom of the barrel right now? Yeah, a little bit. A smidgen. But I feel like it's just so Caspar. That letter felt so Caspar. Hey, how are you? Me? I'm great.
Oh, thanks for everything. I mean it. I really appreciate everything you've done for me. The others tried to push me to be better, and I know that came from a place of kindness. But you're the one who actually came through for me, so I wanted you to know that.
Oh.
Just promise to check in on me now and then, okay? I'm going to do great things. Once I figure out how to do average things.
This is
It's
cute.
a process, you know?
Well,
I think that's actually one of the cutest ones, actually. Hold on, Bernie. Look at her go. I'm gonna do great things. This is like, oh man. Wait, I love this one. I love this for Bernie.
Figure out how to do average things.
Oh.
It's a process, you know?
She's come so far, man. Oh, Bernie. She was hiding in her little bunker pretty much the whole time. I guess when you pair those with the support scenes too, that's so sweet. I love that. It's also great that we got all the supports in the game, which is dope.
Well, we've certainly seen a lot, haven't we?
Yep. Hey, how you doing?
So many wounded.
Let me stop right now. She almost got the Merc Whistle a lot. I had to stop myself. A lot. I'm not kidding. A lot. I think every single route, I thought about it. I thought about making her the last one too, and I was like, wouldn't it just be poetic if we ended the way that we started with Dorothea, you know? Our first run in Three Houses, we picked D, and now we end Three Hopes with D. I did not do that, but you know.
So many dead. We could have easily been among them.
Yep.
But we survived. By cutting down countless foes and with the protection of our friends, we made it. So I choose to believe in this fate. The only question now is, do you feel for me the same as I do for you?
Y'all, we should have done it. Oh, we should have given her the Merc Whistle. The answer is yes. Of course it is. Of course it's yes. We should have given her. We should have done it again. We should have done it again. We should have done it again. Man.
Once the Empire is claiming victory, I intend to be returning home to Bridget. I was hoping you would accompany me. Have you given this any more thinking?
Did we ever? I don't think we ever picked Petra, did we? No, but I thought about it many times. Hold on. She really just said, oh yeah, because her whole thing was like, you know, would you accompany me and be my, like, right-hand man or something? My mercenary and work for Bridget or something like that. Go on.
You are a fierce warrior, a reliable friend, and a dear companion most of all. I am wishing for us to be together until the end.
Oh.
I hope you have understanding of this.
Oh. Never mind. She was not just talking about being her mercenary. She literally just said, I want to be with you until the end. Okay. That was sweet.
I'm finally starting to feel like the
Alright, we can skip this. No, okay.
future Her Majesty envisioned is within reach. And I know you're the reason why. I used to be jealous of the relationship the two of you had.
She got the Merc Whistle. I wanted you to continue to be jealous.
You were always just so close to her, you know?
Still am.
but those days are in the past.
What you mean?
Now you mean maybe half as much to me as she does.
This is such a backhanded compliment. It means so much coming from Monica. But man. Man.
Hey, that's not bad. Take it or leave it, I say.
We are lucky you arrived.
My boy.
You have become indispensable, not just to His Majesty, but to me as well. When the war ends, you must choose your next path. But should you see a place for me in that future, I will gladly walk by your side.
We should have given it to him instead. You know, no. We couldn't break up Dimitri and Dedue a second time. Last time I was like, no, Dimitri, you'll find somebody else. You're one heck of a catch. He's mine. in Blue Lions on Three Houses, I was like, no, I'm being a home wrecker, 1,000,000%. In Three Hopes, I was like, I don't know, they had enough meaningful cutscenes when he handed him the lance, man. Alright, you know, there were times, this time I was like, alright, Dimitri, you got him, that's yours. The first time around though, nah, I was home wrecking, and I had no complaints. I was like, we're going to see the flowers in Dusker. And because of that, when we actually saw the flowers in Dusker in this game, I got emotional. It actually kind of hit me pretty hard, but we'll continue.
I'm not big on sentimentality.
I love it.
But I guess it can't hurt just this once. You either say what you feel or die wishing you had, so let's get this over with. You make me strong. You challenge me to be better, and convince me I'm capable of more. So in this final battle, let's claim both victory and a brighter future. And let's do it together.
I like it.
I know we had our moments.
So, Ash is another one, and I think if I did that one more time, if we did the other route, I think I would have given it to Ash, because Ash has been on all of our routes. And every single time I've been like, oh man, but Ash is he's just always been like that guy, you know?
But I still couldn't be happier to call you a friend.
Never mind, he friend-zoned us. I'm glad we didn't give him the whistle. We're fine.
That's cliche, I guess. But it's also honest. No matter how hopeless the battle, I'll face it with courage so long as you're there with me.
Okay.
You're a good friend.
Okay, he doubled down on friend, oh no, let him finish.
And I hope you stay that way.
He said, welcome to the friend zone, and you're going to die in the friend zone. That's crazy, Ash. Dang.
For the rest of my days.
For the rest of my life, you're gonna stay in the friend zone. Alright, I take everything back. I'm glad I didn't give Ash that one, because I think that might have crushed me. I would have been like, I gave you this whistle and you friend-zoned me, my guy?
Though the war's been long.
He was also very close. I flip-flopped a lot between him and Felix. And Mercy, so I'm excited to see Mercy's too. But Sylvain, if I had not chosen Felix, I think I would have picked Sylvain.
Good times we spent together have flown past like a cool summer breeze. I wondered if the time to tell you this was after the fighting was done.
Hello.
But I would rather say a thing too early than beg off and have it be too late. But even if your restless feet take you elsewhere, I have full faith that you and I will meet again. Just know that you will always have a home here in Fargus.
Oh.
As well as old friends ready to greet you.
That's sweet. That was actually really sweet. Just know you always have a home here in Fargus is really nice. So even if we are apart, you always have a home here. Go ahead.
And count the times I was able to continue on because of you. War takes and takes and takes. It is a selfish beast with endless hunger.
I think that's a great quote, actually. I think that's an excellent quote, but go on.
But you?
That's an excellent quote, and I feel like just recently, we started, the 100-line Defense Academy or whatever on the channel, and I'll tell you what, I feel like this quote would fit really nicely in there, but continue.
You give, whether you were inviting me to tea or watching my back in battle. My mind is full of the most precious memories of our time together. I hope we can make many more once the war is over.
Oh, this is actually just really
Thanks
sweet.
for always being there for me. You know exactly how to cheer a girl up, and I really appreciate that. And that's saying something considering the slog of a war and all the pain we faced along the way. But you made it possible for me to keep going. I don't think anyone else could have done that.
Well, Felix.
Anyway, I'm rambling, so just don't be a stranger. Promise me, okay?
That's actually really sweet from little Lynette. She's like, just don't be a stranger. Promise me, okay?
There are so many things I want to tell you.
Okay.
I hardly know where to begin. The world has changed so fast, and at times I was ready to let those winds carry me off.
Oh man.
But you were always just a step away. A constant, tethering us firmly to the earth. I'm grateful for that. And I know the others are as well. So no matter where the winds of fate may take you, I know our hearts will always be connected.
This one felt honestly more romantically coded than I thought it was gonna be. All right, Ingrid. Also, I feel like whoever like translated this or like put it into text kept mishearing, or maybe the audio transcription kept mishearing fate as faith, because I think this is the second time it said fate, but it is written out as faith. But go on.
At last, the end is in sight.
We never got our snowball fight.
And I face it proudly, knowing we fought for this moment together.
Please mention it.
You have been a bedrock of support to me and the others, and I cannot thank you enough. But as this war seems likely to continue for a little while longer, I would ask you not to be reckless.
Of course.
For the kingdom and for me, there are none who could ever hope to fill your place.
Oh, my boy. Oh, Hilda. Well, I guess we're going to the lion. No, I'm sorry. We went from the eagles to the lions. It's time to go to the deer and the church too. Even though I guess there isn't too many from the. I guess there are a couple from the church actually, because I think we could have done. We can't do Hanneman because we were never able to play as Hanneman, but we could have done Shamir, Catherine. We did Manuela, Gerald, and I guess Nightwing and Skylord too. Okay, go on.
I've got fingers and toes crossed that this stupid war is about to end.
Yeah.
But who can really say? At least we're better off now than when we started.
That's fair.
Our army is so lucky to have you. Thanks for crushing it out there. You can keep me safe any day of the week.
Soon this war will end, and we will have achieved all.
This is the House of Sillies, though, so I mean, like, I'm not expecting many of these to be too serious.
We set out to do. It was not by the strength of a ruler alone that we prevailed. Rather, it was because you and I and everyone else risked all to see it through. This mighty achievement belongs to each and every one of us. It was my pride and my privilege to share the battlefield with you.
And I must say, man, were you always useful on the battlefield. Mans came out and said, damage, what damage?
May our fellowship continue in whatever is to come, in this world or the next.
I feel like Lawrence is almost a must-have when you're playing on, not Maddening? Yeah, Maddening. Maybe, because we got through Maddening, and we got through the final chapter of the Blue Lions on Maddening, mainly with Ayla, but, like, the other three controllable characters were squishy mages, so hey, we made it.
I'm no expert, but if we win here, the war is over, right? That's how it works?
Kind of.
Anyway, I sure hope that's the case, because then all of our hard work was worth it. Even the little bits that I managed to do. Oh, but don't worry. I know you did 10 times what anyone else did. I was watching the whole time.
Oh.
Anyway, let's make sure we stay friends. Oh, and training buddies. Speaking of which, if you have any free time right now, I'm ready to go.
Man's hit, I think, 2 different anyways in his goodbye text. That's crazy.
Can you believe what we've done? I start shaking every time I think about it. We changed the entire course of Fodlan's history. That's amazing. And it was all because of you.
It's not all me.
I suppose the battle isn't quite over yet. So let's make sure to do our best out there.
We may finally be able to turn the page on this war.
I kind of want to. I'm interested about this one, especially because our A support turned out to be way more romantically coded than I thought it was. And Lysithia felt it romantically coded. She blushed like I don't know, crazy red. She blushed like your mouth after you eat a cherry Jolly Rancher red. That's crazy.
That's not to say all our problems have been solved, but at least there's a glimmer of hope now. And we have you to thank for that. However, there's plenty of work yet to be done. So I hope you don't mind if I keep leaning on you for as long as life allows me.
Oh, that means a lot knowing her shortened lifespan, actually. It is interesting that I feel like most of these don't actually touch on a lot of the supports. They're kind of their own standalone letters, which is nice. It is nice.
It gladdens me beyond words to see.
Hey, before Marianne, I'm gonna let you finish. But boy, are you the MVP. You've come so far, and I'll tell you what, we made you some class, but you rode a horse. In the final map, you were the MVP. You did so much freezing in that map. Marianne, I love you. You honestly deserve a letter. If we were to do it all again, and I could give one more letter, I think I would give it to Marianne out of MVP status.
your accomplishments in this war, and to know you made it through unscathed. History will judge whether or not our actions were right. But no matter the case, you've given me the courage to face the future anew. Thank you for everything. And please stay in touch.
No problem, homie.
We really are a force to...
You. Y'all know how headstrong I was on Leone in Three Houses when she had her side ponytail, but this Leone ain't got no side ponytail, and she died. She was so stubborn she died. Not on this route. We didn't see her at all on this route, actually, which is kind of surprising to me. I guess there were a couple people on this route that we didn't see at all. On the other side, though, on the Black Eagles, when we murdered Gerald, she wanted none of it, man.
Be reckoned with, aren't we?
She would rather die of poison.
We actually managed to hack our way through all that carnage and come out alive. Still, when I look at you, I realize just how far I have to go before I can be considered a great mercenary.
Agreed.
You've shown me that I'll have to keep working hard if I ever hope to surpass Captain Gerald. But if you stick with me, I won't let you down. Because with you, I don't have any limits.
Cute.
All the things Fodlan has taken for...
Host. My guy. My dude. Legend has it. Legends of the Host Temple.
Granted, are about to be flipped on their head. This is likely the biggest revolution in our history. We will be the architects of a new age. Just thinking about it fills me with pride. And you should be proud too.
He's so
Your exploits are the seeds of history that eventually blossom into legend.
Like, you would think like maybe he's just a big meathead, but he's just like he's strong, but he also, I feel like, is, you know, an intellectual. He's a catch. He almost got the whistle too. I'm gonna be 100 with you.
The world to come will need a person with your strength. And I can't wait to see what you accomplish.
Yes, it's completely out of character for me to pen a letter like this.
Yuri.
Consider this an exception. We've been through all kinds of horror. But with that all said and done, I can finally admit that fighting with you was a good experience.
Okay, you know.
There's a saying. Something about handing out thanks and sorries while the handing's still good.
Huh.
So I guess I'm just putting that into practice. Anyway, it looks like this is farewell for a bit. I hope we meet again. But only if you're prepared to spend the rest of your days with me.
You shameless flirt. You shameless flirt. Yes, but you shameless flirt. Love him. Love him to bits. I love
nuts.
my...
Here we are.
I wasn't expecting to start with, well, nuts. Why are you complaining?
Are at the end of it all.
That maybe.
And I still can't repay the money I owe you.
Here we go.
I'd better get busy before the war ends and no one needs to hire mercenaries anymore. Anyway, if I come up short, I hope you don't mind my working it off the old-fashioned way.
Which is?
Use me as you see fit. Tell me who to wreck, and I'll wreck him.
Oh!
Or
that's not what I continue.
Or even just have me muck out a stable or two. That's how much you mean to me.
Fortune smiles upon you this day. I have taken notice of your prowess during the war. Oh yes, Constance has been watching.
Yeah, I'm glad you've been watching.
And as a result, I intend to...
I still remember her. I'm gonna have to stop you for a second there, Constance. I still remember her. I think during her support, actually, her S support in 3 Houses. I think Gatekeeper was in that one. Right? She had a really sweet one. Like, hers was one of my favorites. Even like watching all of them, hers is still one of my favorites. I think she took like the tower and like she performed some magic and there was flowers everywhere and the Gatekeeper ran in and was like, whoa, there's flowers all over the place. And then we were like, don't worry, it was just my fiance or something. And she was like, fiance? And I was like, that's the sweetest thing. And I was like, my heart still thinks about that sometimes. That still hits me sometimes. 3 Houses really got me, and I'll tell you what. Keep going.
Honor you with the chance to perform an even more splendid deed. You will join me in restoring House Neufeld to glory. It shall be done. Are we clear? Excellent.
Oh my gosh, there was...
You needn't pay...
Oh, you get both, huh? Oh, that's awesome!
Any heed to the scribblings of a subhuman vermin such as myself. Of that, I am woefully aware. But mayhap one day, you will see fit to grace me with a gentle smile. And should that ever come to pass, I might find the impudence to tell you of the deep feelings that cling shamelessly to the innermost recesses of my heart.
Oh!
You welcomed me into your life, all of me, without prejudice, and because of that, I am saved.
I know.
Oh no, guys! I think she's done it again! She made me feel again! Oh man! Oh no, that was so... Oh! I almost regret not I think we should have given her one! I wasn't like crazy about all of her supports in 3 Hopes with Ayla or Atlan, but like... Oh man, that might be my favorite one so far. Oh! If it just left it at the regular Constance, I would have been like, alright, well they just did a little goofy classic Constance. But going to the other one? Dude, oh my gosh. Happy, go ahead.
I never dreamed I'd be putting my feelings for you down on paper like this.
Feelings for me, hello?
Don't get me wrong, I'll do it. It's just a bit embarrassing is all.
Lamau.
So, thanks for all the help you've given me. You were a true friend. Oh, and of course there's that whole bit where you saved my life.
Oh yeah.
People like you give people like me the courage to face life and keep going.
I see a great light in our future.
Oh man.
For this victory will shift the state of affairs in...
I will be real, I thought Yuri won the deer. I thought his was like, you know, it was very sincere, but then also a little cheeky at the end. Constance, I think, won the deer. I think Constance might win this whole video, considering there's only like 4 minutes of these left, and man. Last time, I think it was Shamir that I really regretted not giving the whistle to because I loved hers. But that's like it. In contrast to, I also loved Constance's a whole lot. Continue.
All Fodlan. It was your diligence that brought us to this moment, so
Yes,
let me take this opportunity to thank you.
It's about time.
And let me also apologize for failing to give you my trust from the outset. Will you continue to lend us strength? I have need of it, as will Fodlan in the age to come.
So I'm gonna be 100 with you. I just looked over and I realized that I am kind of over a lot of the words and the screen is not fit to full. But I think I can fix that right now. I don't think it's that detrimental because we're actually just listening to the things. But I also don't want to cover the faces of the homies, you know. But it's probably better viewing experience. So let me get y'all. Yeah, I'll stay here actually, because we're almost to the episode. It's fine.
If this victory means we are nearing the end of war,
I feel like the experience of having them showing completely is better than the words showing.
then I am glad for it. I have had my fill of a world where people insist on hurting each other. But I would ask you this. Stay with us. Please, stay with us and help restore peace to this land.
Well...
With you, I know that dream is within reach.
I don't know, I think I'm good.
Fodlan is in the midst of a sea change. And though it came about by our hands, I don't have the slightest idea what will become of us all. I should be worried, panicked, but I'm not, because I have you. So do me a favor and stay close, all right? And when I say close, I mean really close.
Yeah, baby. I love her. Manuela was, yeah, we love our
You are
Manuela.
a puzzle.
Yep.
The stench of maggots surrounds you.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You did not just say you are a puzzle, which is cute. I was like, hey, you know, I'm mysterious. The stench of maggots surrounds you. And then you lost me.
But it was never
That's crazy,
unpleasant.
dude.
I even grew to like it.
Hey, now don't tell me you grew to like the stench of maggots. Nah. I can get some Ayla and Alan. They can get some deodorant. They can get some of that full body deodorant. They can. Oh man.
I doubt we'll ever cross paths again once the war is done.
Fascinating.
But I'll never give you over to the demon inside me. I swear it.
Ooh.
It's strange how quickly time flies when you're not
Catherine,
looking.
and I think Catherine, I was not mixed. I liked her in the last game, but I was like, I don't know. She is kind of a relentless Lady Rhea follower, which is fine, which is honestly fine. But like, I don't know. It's just sometimes she was like not giving the reason. She was hard pressed on Lady Rhea. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I guess it was Lady Rhea is not like the worst person of all time. So, you know.
One moment you're knee deep in battle, and the next.
This one though, seeing her interactions with like, in her paralogue with Ash and who else was in that paralogue? Yuri, I think. That sounds right. And then her supports with Dedu were actually really nice. Go ahead.
The war is almost over. Not that I mean to sway you, but what are you planning to do next? So long as you choose a path you can be proud of, I'll always be in your corner.
That's cute.
Of course, there's a big part of me that will miss you.
Oh.
But if you love something, you set it free, right?
Wait, wait! I feel like that's like...
But if you love something, you set it free, right?
I feel like that's the most like hands down open-ended. Like some of these are like up for interpretation, but lean more romantic or lean more like I couldn't do this without you. I can't imagine this empire or this world without you. This one is just like her saying, "Hey, if you love something, set it free, right? You're free." That's. Oh man, I like this one a lot.
This war was well fought. For you and me both. Is everything settled? No. But we're near the end. And that's when a mercenary starts thinking about what comes next. Will you keep fighting for the hand that feeds you, or do you have other plans?
No.
You don't have to tell me. I'm fine with that.
Oh.
But I'll be watching to see what you do all the same.
These last few months have been...
That one was okay. That was not nearly as good of her Three Houses one. The Three Houses one was like that was special. Part of me wants to like go back and watch her Three Houses again. Look, if there's ever a reason why we go back to play Three Houses, it's for me to get that. I feel like that's the one bit of closure I don't have. I feel like the other one bit of closure is playing one round as Nightwing, but I don't think if I were Nightwing I could support Shamir. Could I? Someone will have to tell me that. Because, you know, given Shamir, I feel like I should be able to support her if I'm Nightwing, but you know, it is what it is. Go on.
One wild ride. And more fun than I've had in years, so thanks for that. You never know what tomorrow might bring. That's what it means to be a merc.
Yep.
Yet you and I chose to make this our fight all the same. Still, if things go south for me, I'm trusting you to look out for the kid. Oh, but don't tie yourself in knots over it. You just do your thing, and that's good enough for me.
Hey, hold on. Jiro's always been the coolest guy in this game. He's always been the coolest. Always.
It wasn't long ago that people knew me only as the Ashen Demon and looked at me with dread. But thanks to you, I now find myself surrounded by friends with whom I share a common cause.
Friends?
Was I right to go down this path? I can't say, but I see a glimmer of hope at the end of it. And that's more than enough reason to forge on.
It wasn't long ago that
Interesting. Was I right to go down this path? Well, I'll tell you what. If I were able to get this, then you went down the right path. If I wasn't, then you're dead. So, I would say that yes, you went down the right path. I'm gonna say yeah. Okay, that's all of these. And I guess that's only, 40, well, we doubled the time, I guess, with our commentary, which sounds about right for a commentary video. We've added double the time of this video, which is fantastic. Let me like think for a second. If I had, okay, so I'm gonna be real. Down Constance, I think, is my favorite one here. At first I was like, oh boy.
But mayhap one day you will see fit to grace me
and
with
then here
a gentle
I was like,
smile.
alright, well, whatever.
And should that ever come to pass, I might find the impudence to tell you of the deep feelings that cling shamelessly to the innermost recesses of my heart.
And then she softened me up.
You welcomed me into your life, all of me, without prejudice. And because of that, I am saved.
And then she knocked it out of the park. That one is my favorite. If I'm going favorite by like houses, admittedly, I think Catherine is my favorite of the church family. Hers was just sweeter than I thought it was gonna be. For the deer, I actually think, I honestly think it might be Marianne. I think Marianne's was kind of neat, and I think that's also because I just have a newfound respect for Marianne. Good for Marianne. For the lions are a little tough. The lions are a little tough because Dedue's was cute. Felix is the one that we chose, and I'm still actually very happy because I think it might be one of my favorites. It's between him and low-key, Sylvain's was pretty cute. But I did like Annette's like, hey, don't be a stranger, okay? Did you say don't be a stranger, please?
Oh, man, stranger. Promise me.
Promise me. It was the promise me at the end that I was like, oh, that's really nice. But I think the one that's caught me by surprise the most was Ingrid's. Ingrid's was very candid. I liked it a lot. The worst part is I think most of the Blue Lion's letters were really good. A lot of the Golden Deer were like so-so, a couple of these ones were so-so, but like, the deer kind of all were like, hey, we have feelings, and it's because they have so much trauma that they have all these feelings. If we go back here, Petra's was, I mean, Dorothea, let's be real. The last line of hers is always, is gonna haunt me in my dreams, like, of course I feel the same way. The last line of Petra's too was like, I want to be with you, or around there, I was like, I want to be with you to the very end, and I was like, oh, no. Okay, so there's two things here. I like Hubert's because it feels like a genuine apology and admission of admiration, but also I think I like Bernie's potential. I think Bernie's is the most succinct in like change of character.
So, thanks for everything. I mean it. I really
Bernie's is the one that it's not. Bernie's is not even like an admission of like love. Bernie's is just like, hey, I've grown a lot and I really want to thank you, and I'm taking things one step at a time. And I think knowing Bernadetta and seeing all of her scenes, I'm like, I'm so proud. This wasn't even like a, oh my gosh, swoop me off of my feet. Oh, so romantic. It's just a, I'm really proud of you, kiddo. That's what it feels like for Bernadetta. That being said, I think hers might be my favorite just for that reason. It invoked Constance's invoked feelings of like, oh man, but this one's more like a, oh man, yeah, you get out there. I'm proud of you. There were two like very different spectrums, but this one feels like, wow, I really mean a lot to my friend, and I've helped them tremendously. That's the one that I get the most out of this one, and I feel like, it just feels intrinsically satisfying, not for nothing. So like, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Bernie. I'm gonna give it to Bernie for the favorite of the Lions, and I didn't think I was gonna. I'm sorry, the Eagles, and I didn't think I was gonna say that, but Bernie's just felt the nicest, and it's definitely the least of the like romantic ones. This one feels like purely platonic. So does Caspar's. They might be the two most platonic ones. The other ones have like a hint of romance to them, but like, I still think this one's the best one. This is a real heartfelt letter, and I felt something in my heart. That being said, that's all of these. Tell me your top 3. Tell me your number 1 from each of the houses, including the church. And you already know mine, and I'm gonna lock them in. Bernadetta. I don't think I actually locked one in for the Blue Lions. I'm gonna just stick with Felix, because Felix, he's our baby boy. That's our guy. And I think it's just because of how he started saying, I'm not big on sentimentality.
You make me strong. Or say what you feel or die wishing you had.
Yes. You either say what you feel or die wishing you had, so let's get to it. I like that line a lot. And that means a lot for Felix, I know that it does. Marianne for the deer, and if we go to the wolves, it's definitely Constance. Constance is she knocked it out of the park. Not normal Constance, not Sunshine Constance, not Dark Time Constance, Sunshine Constance. Killed it, man. Man. I do like how they separated into 2 different Constances. Do you get 2 different letters? I guess. Maybe. And for the church, it's Catherine. I think Catherine's just like, if you love something, let it free. It kind of hit me hard. I was like, all right, good. These were sweet. They were like, I knew it was gonna be short and sweet because they never went longer than like a minute. For real, when we were watching them, when we actually got them. But I was like, I'd like to see all of them, and now we have. So once again, in the comments, let me know your top 3 or your top 1 for each of the houses. I'm talking the Eagles, the Lions, the Deer, the Wolves, and the Church. Give me your top 5 in that regard. And I will catch you guys next week for something. I still need to figure out which Fire Emblem we're gonna do. Honestly, it almost feels like 100 line, almost feels like a Fire Emblem like style game in terms of like top-down move about stuff, except units don't. I'm not gonna spoil anything for it if you have not watched it or played it yet. But yeah, check it out. It won't be a Monday series, but it'll definitely be a Tuesday series, so you might have a little back-to-back top-down RPG, and it should be a fantastic time. I'm taking off right now, though, so until next week for more Fire Emblem Monday, what will be the Fire Emblem? Also leave that in the comments, because it's your last chance to convince me to do certain things. Thank you for watching.